you in our DG cafe. One second. Okay, so a warm welcome to each one of you in our DG cafe at YSB. This AKYSB's flagship program now goes digital, and the program brings you many prominent personalities and icons who will share their journey, challenges, opportunities, innovative breakthroughs, and their profound experiences, which will be highly inspiring to our youth and our Jawan. So get ready to be inspired, imbibe learnings, find insights, and hear stories from our esteemed icons and guest speaker online. My name is Sanam Suratia from Palace View Jamaat Khana, Pune, and I will be the host for the program today. Today, we have Mr. Rafiq Somani, Area Vice President, Southeast Asia and Pacific at ANSYS, as the guest speaker for DG Cafe at YSB. So please join me in welcoming Alija Sahib Rafiq Somani sir. He had completed his education in Bachelor of Engineering in Computer Science from D.Y. Patil College of Engineering, Mumbai University, and Masters in Marketing Management from NMIMS, Mumbai University. His interest and love for nature has encouraged him to do a course in ornithology from reputed BNHS. Originally, he is from Mumbai, but currently based in Pune, an IT hub of India. He has over 32 years of experience in IT and technology field and has worked in leadership role in global companies, namely TCS, PTC Inc., and currently working for NCS Inc. In NCS, he is a corporate leader, specializes in business growth strategies, developing go-to-market models, business turnaround, and people mentoring. Is actively evangelizing industry academia collaboration and women in technology. Has often given interviews, wrote articles in several industry, technology, and industry magazines, and was invited as a guest speaker and expert panelist at several industry trade, government events, including few Jamaat Khani Cafe YSB. Currently, he is also serving as an independent director at DCB Bank Limited and also a mentor for AKESI program Reach for Stars. And he was rated as best RFS mentor by students as per a survey. He's also part of Jamati and Institutional Services in IPN India and National Chairman for Education Board for India and also in Aga Khan EPP, Economic Planning Board for India. Apart from his professional work, he's a very active marathon runner. He lost 30 kilos and his fitness journey was published in Smiley India magazine, December 2019. He and his wife love to travel and they have their own blog sites. Most pictures are clicked by him on this global and India travel. So we'll welcome Rafiq Somani sir.
Thank you, Sanam and Yalimud, everybody. That was very, very kind and not required to have so many things talked about me. Yeah, let's talk about what we can give to students and youth on this call. Yeah. Am I audible, Sanam? Just making sure.
Yeah, your voice is a little bit low, so can you be
okay? I'll just
loud.
make.
Little bit.
Yeah. Am I audible better now?
Yeah, it is better.
Okay.
Okay, so can you tell me, I believe you have had a tough childhood and difficulties to complete your education due to lack of finances. So can you please tell us about your struggle, your journey when you were a child and how you grew up, especially childhood days, love and passion to complete your education? So can you say something about it?
Okay, Sanam, first of all, I'm making sure I'm audible, correct? I'm trying to speak as loudly as possible. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Sanam. Yeah. First of all, I would like to thank YSB for giving me this opportunity, and I want all the participants on this call to remember that currently I'm not speaking as a vice president of any MNC company. I'm a full-fledged still a Jamati volunteer, and just visualize yourself that you are sitting with a a senior college friend or somebody in your family at a coffee shop, and not an XYZ MNC guy, talking about and giving some gap. I will try to share some of whatever possible, points which will be applicable to most of the youth, and need not matter they be in IT or any other technology. Yeah. So I think talking about my childhood, I'm actually very, very proud of my childhood. Though economically we may not have come from a well good a rich family. My mom and dad did their best bringing me and my two sisters, but we started our journey life in a remote part of Mumbai. Those time, there used to be a place called Kurad village, which was on the eastern side of the highway. And when you say Kurad village, it was literally a village. And I still have memories of pictures of my mom taking water out of the well. Okay. So, it was really in the times when I had born in the mid 60s, that sounds me like a dinosaur. 66, we were staying in Kurad village. Yeah, that was literally a village. And my dad, was a very humble person, mostly doing some account works for a lot of footwear companies, and so basically my earliest memories of my childhood till I went to college and I graduated was I was a very, very shy introvert, having no confidence in myself, because maybe we were economically not so well off, and until like my standard sixth, a very a strange incident happened in my life then, because I was not a lot of my school friends, everybody in my class was taking tuitions from different teachers, the class teachers and Hindi teacher and English teacher and all. But I was the one of the only child who was not taking tuition. So, my Hindi teacher challenged me that, Rafiq, I want to see how do you pass, in Hindi. And it so happened that in sixth, I failed in Hindi, and I told my dad that I may get pass if you give for revaluation, but we did not give. So that was a kind of a big shock for me, and just kind of small incidents, but that kind of helped me to change around and kind of try to be best in education. So from then onwards, I was making sure that I was very, very resilient and hardworking in my education, and but again, like many other kids who come from humble background, like going out or holidays or going out with friends, what was not my cup of my tea. But I was thankful that we had scouting. We used to do a lot of camps. That was my outlet to go out, and even I was very fond of flying kites, but I cannot buy kites and the thread, and I used to make my own thread and catch the kites on the street. So kind of all those kind of memories. But I am proud of that journey. That made me what I am today, and I'm thankful to my parents. Whatever they gave best in whatever limited financial situation we grew up. Yeah.
Really great. Yeah. Okay, so can you tell me how did you decide to pursue?
Sorry.
And was there someone who you got inspired from to select your career path? So can you tell something about it?
Okay, so Sanam, I very clearly remember it was 1983 when Azram had come to India, and I was in a scout duty, wearing a half pant and doing water duty. And Hazimam said that those who get an opportunity to study should study. I had a situation where I was working in a footwear shop where my dad used to write accounts. Whenever I used to get a break, I used to work over there, and it could have been a very big possibility that I would have not studied after 10th standard and maybe be a general manager in a shoe company or a manager in some shoe shop of any Smiley shoe businessmen which are there. But I think the Hazma made a farman. I very clearly remember Hazman said, those who get an opportunity to study should study. And I very clearly remember coming back and kind of literally crying and begging to my parents that I want to study and I want to complete my education. And so I think that is there. And Hazma also later on, spoke about sunrise industry. And again, in 85, I think it was Rajiv Gandhi who was trying to promote computers in India. But it was very new. And because it was sunrise industry and Indian Prime Minister promoting it, I said like, oh, let's jump into computer engineering. That's how I got into computer science, but I soon realized that computers is too new to India in my time. And when I passed out in 89, there were no jobs and no opportunities in computers industry. So I kind of just went by Hazman Swarman to be in the sunrise industry, but I don't have a regret. The later part of the story is different. Yeah. So, but when I passed out, literally there were no opportunities in India. 99% of my college mates from engineering, DY Patil from New Bombay, they migrated out. Yeah. 99% because there was no opportunity in India. They either went for higher studies or for jobs. Yeah. Okay.
That's really great. Yeah. Okay, so can you tell me that how this means your achievement, means your passion was transformed to share any instances for it?
Yeah, so I think I would like to first, again, I'm just making sure, Sanam, I'm audible or not, yeah? Because my home Wi-Fi is behaving really erratically last few days. Am I audible?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you're a little bit actually low.
Okay, let me switch off the video.
So. What about others? Yeah,
yeah, am I audible now?
Yeah, now you're right, audible. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I can blame the Wi-Fi. Last few days is very crappy.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sanam, actually, a lot of us have seen this movie called Three Idiots. Nothing like that happened to me. Where the movie, and there are many other movies, they inspire you to follow your passion. Correct? I think nothing like that happened. I was too, as I said, I was too shy. I was too introvert. I was not knowing what I need out of my life. Just that I was able to complete my education itself, and like any other teenager or youngster, I was very, very naive, very, very inexperienced, very shy, very totally not confident person. So I would say that I did not follow my passion, in a way, my profession, which I took up a job. I soon realized that there is no opportunity in software coding in India then in 89. So I took up some sales and marketing job. And actually, in a way, that also because I started interacting with people, and it was my job. I had to earn my job and stay in my job. So I was working very, very hard. I was not working smart then in my early part of my life. Working really, really hard. It's slogging. And just because of slog and hard work, I had initial success. And kind of, I turned my profession, as my, I can call it passion also. It was a majburi. But I think what I'm trying to say is, what I'm now seeing in my job is I'm trying to help world become a better place through my technology, and improve quality of life. So I can talk tons and tons of example of how I've converted my passion or my profession into a passion which I believe in, which I would like to talk a little later if you have any questions on those lines later. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, nothing like this happened to me. My profession became a jury, and I had to earn my living myself. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely right. So, it is said that achievers make it look easy. We will like to share your biggest achievement so far. So can you please share something about it?
Okay, honestly, I'm not a people who know me well or my family members. I'm not a very materialistic person. I would say I want to like I try to become a better version of
Hmm.
myself, and I like to evolve myself continuously, and I feel this process of evolving and how I'm
Hmm.
a better person than what I was earlier is I feel I get a joy and sense of achievement. Yeah, that's the one thing. The other one, on the family side, I am very very proud and happy that I'm able to give best quality education to my children, which is one of my, I feel, a very important thing. Again, coming from Hazimams and his guidance, so kind of that's very very important. Yeah, and yeah.
Yeah, this is the biggest achievement. Educate your child. Okay, so with artificial intelligence taking up the world by storm, and even NCS is using it in simulation tech,
Yeah.
what does the future hold in this sector? And how can the youth today be adaptive of such changes? How important is simulation tech for this future?
Yeah, so I think let's talk about first of all artificial intelligence. You kind of mixed up
Hmm.
topics over here. Artificial intelligence is has a great future. Our company is a lot of our technology is focused on artificial intelligence.
Hmm.
But what we have to remember is a lot of people get scared that artificial
Yeah.
intelligence will take away jobs. But I would say that from my experience, that 80% of the jobs which will be there in 2030, next 8 to 10 years, are still not invented. So there will be like, if 50% of jobs will be eliminated, 80% or more jobs will be created in the future. So I think like what Hazimam continuously talk about upskilling and reskilling, and education is a lifelong process. The
Yeah.
youth should be continuously upskilling and reskilling,
Hmm.
learning from it, and I feel there is a huge potential, especially for India as a country. Yeah.
Yeah, correct. Absolutely right. And now, it is a war situation going on between Russia and Ukraine.
Yeah.
So, can you tell me what effect will it have on our youth in their education, in their professional life, and what effects we will see in India?
Okay. Okay. First, let's agree that the current war situation, what is happening, is no war is good for anybody in the world. Correct? It's for humanity, and economic wise, no
Hmm.
war should not be there. Coming to India, I think
Hmm.
India as a standalone country, we are not getting directly impacted. Directly, I'm saying direct impact.
Hmm.
Our large part of the economy is driven by the local consumption. India is a 1.3 billion nation country, so our
Hmm.
domestic consumption is very high. So economic is not directly impacted. Yes, there is a secondary impact, which
Okay.
we will see suddenly. Everybody's filling petrols now that the
Yeah,
elections are
that's one.
over. So crude oil prices have gone to the roof
Hmm.
in the
I
last 10
agree.
years. And it's a matter of days, in coming days, petrol, diesel prices will go to the roof, will dramatically increase. Rupee will become weaker. So inflation, there is
Hmm.
inflationary trend, and commodity prices may go up. So those kind of things, it may get impacted. I would say that not to worry about the youth should not be worried too much about long-term impact in India. Of course, we all know that we should not be going to smaller countries like Ukraine or any other country
Hmm.
where there is not much of a future, and we know a lot of students are stuck over there. So I think I would not recommend
Yeah.
students to go learning from Ukraine to
Hmm.
other countries or countries which are not known for the education. Yeah.
Yes. Right. Absolutely right. So, similar means the follow-up question that means how do you see our future in India? So, as you know, in India there are many citizens, means many students are going abroad for their
Okay.
future studies.
Okay.
So, is there no opportunities in India or what exactly?
Oh,
Because
okay.
they are
See,
moving.
I think this is a, it's a good topic. I get this question asked many times. And I can go back to the earlier point which I made when I passed out in 1989, computer science engineering. I said like 95, 99% of my batchmate went outside because there was no job opportunity. I was one of
Yeah.
the two students to stay back in India. And with
Mm.
you, Shukar Maula, today they look at me and say that, oh, Rafiq, oh, wish we had stayed back, and look at you. And suppose my friends are
Mm.
X number salary in US, I may be doing 3x or 4x than them. The only thing is in the US and other countries, land prices, cheap houses in 300, 500,000, half a million, you can buy a very, very big place, including having some jungle and few acres of land in outside cities
Yeah.
of US and other
Mm.
countries. But I think we all know,
Mm.
we all have our relatives, sisters, brothers, uncle, aunt. It's life is about the choices we make. And do you want to kind of, the grass is greener, or everything is so great in US, but you are the one who's struggling and doing everything. You're
Yeah.
in the morning, you're rushing not to miss the tram. You work hard, you're always compared, and you are the
Mm.
citizen over there. You come back, you do laundry, you cook again.
Yeah.
It's
So
a very, very tough life. We all have
yeah.
relatives
Correct.
over there, and we have to make a choice. Do we kind of, India, yes, it is improving year by year. We have a challenge on quality of life. We have
Yeah.
infrastructure issues. We have our hygiene issues, discipline issues. But again, and no country is perfect. And again, I will come back to the point. Life is about the choices you make. Do you want to kind of have the so-called, why my son is working in US and I'm working in US and I have a big house, or are having a great quality, meaning a good life, and the power of rupee is so powerful, purchase power parity compared to other countries. Somebody making $100,000 in India and a US friend making $100,000 is like 2.5, 3 times difference. $100,000 earning in India is equivalent to 2.5, 250, $300,000. So you can do a lot more, you can save more, you can invest more, and have a better quality of life. Correct?
Yeah. Correct.
I think it's a choice. It's a choice, but I would recommend that. I'm not saying don't go out. I would recommend that we need to be citizens. My daughter is studying in Canada. My son may also study abroad. I want them to become a global citizen, so they can decide where they want to be. But for the quality education, they can go out. Yes, India. It's difficult to get in IITs, then get easier to get admission in Ivy League. So again, that challenge is there because India competition is more. So it's that is another challenge in India, correct? But
Yeah.
hence our students don't get admissions in IITs or XLRIs or
Mm.
IC, but it's easier to get admission in top universities. Yeah, because we pay big money. Indian students pay 5 times more than what the local Canadian or American students pay.
Mm. Yeah. Which is expensive.
Yeah.
Okay. So can you tell me what has been your most crucial or challenging time so far, personally or professionally?
Uh, yeah, I think it's a tough question. Meaning it's a question. Like whether I should, whether I should share or not share. It's kind of that question. Personally, I feel my biggest challenge was in 2003 when I had it's a long story. I had a lung surgery, and it was a very complex surgery. Shukar, a Ismaili doctor from Pune performed that. Luckily, that surgery, I was still not in Pune then, and I can say I got another life. I am always grateful to Dr. Amit Koja, who performed that surgery, and that was my low point, because I was told then that, Rafiq, you have to stop traveling, you don't have to work hard. By the time I was very obese and fat person, blood pressure, and he said, no, you take up an easy job and I was worried about my family, my kids, what will happen. I may lose my job. I was working in an American company. If I don't come back and work, because American company expect you to perform at the highest level, otherwise you're thrown out. So I think that was a kind of a low point personally. Professionally, I'll be honest over here. Professionally, also I had a low point. Again, I'm not ashamed to tell this. Success because I came from a very humble background economically, and because of my hard work and my persistent working very, very hard, I succeeded. Success came to me, and I was doing very, very well in my US company also, PTC then. But I think I become a little bit arrogant and temperamental, because success came to me very fast. And I was very aggressive sometimes on my people. I used to tell them that, guys, I'm working so hard, and, I'm able to do this. Why you guys are not able to do? So my expectation of my team was very, very high. So I would say that, I was not a very good manager then. Again, the surgery changed me completely to look at life differently. And in a way, I had a personal family thing. We had, my wife had lost, we had lost our baby, and I wanted to stay back with her. And so in a way, I asked my management that I want to take a step down, because I was so aggressive. And so I would say that, but that was a turning point in the life. So nobody's perfect. You are not born leader or born manager. We all learn. I learned at that time, and I'm honest to share this story that we should not take success in our head. We should always be learning and trying to be humble, and that turned me around totally. Yeah. So that was professional and personal thing. Yeah.
Sir, if you don't mind, can you please explain, can you say something more about that? How do you conquer how do you conquer that situation when you're having the lung surgery and you're very low in that time? So how do you get out of that situation?
Okay, so yeah, it was so just to explain a little bit thing. My lungs used to puncture every time I used to fly because of the cabin pressure. I used to have this kind of what they call as the bullets, and like a bunch of grape, because of the cabin pressure, they used to rupture. And it had ruptured twice earlier, but the doctor in Pune, Ruby Hospital, recognized and did a CT scan, and he realized that, oh my God, Rafiq did not have one or two bullets. He had multiple dozens, like it was like a bunch of a grape. And so with the laser surgery, my half part of the lung, if you take an X-ray, you will see half, and it was pasted to the chest with the talcum powder, medical talcum powder. So that time was a very low time for me. And I was obese. I was having blood pressure. I was taking blood pressure tablets for more than 5 years. But I did a lot of reading in the hospital, and a lot of friends had given some book, and one of the book I read, where it talked about changing life, both not only physically but mentally and spiritually. So I said, no, first I will make sure that I become physically fit. And I was so fat that I was not, after operation and recovery, I was so fat that I was not able to run. I kind of started with brisk walking in Andheri Jamaat Khana, and slowly started losing weight. And I did a lot of few meditation course, yoga courses to improve my breathing. And I lost weight. And then because I plateaued, I started running. So I lost more weight.
Yeah.
Then
you lost 30 kgs.
Yeah,
yeah. And,
yeah, but maintaining is difficult. Losing is easy. Okay.
So, any tips for our youngsters that to have the special care for the healthy life?
Yeah, I think first of all, we need to understand, there's a difference between healthy and a fit. Of course, a lot of people are blessed genetically to be healthy, but are you fit or not? Because, life is a long, it's like a machine, like a car. How long can you keep your car service well and do optimization and drive it well? Just imagine our body's like a car, which is after some time deteriorate and
Yeah.
so I think having a great engine, a branded European or American engine, meaning healthy, and having an Indian car, that is good. But the fitness is also important. So I would like to, first of all, youngsters to understand that there is a difference between being healthy and being fit. A lot of people are healthy genetically; they are blessed, but they may not be physically fit. So I think we should be balancing on that health. Of course, we can eat well and do proper, not eat all spicy, oily food and all. But fitness is how do you increase your endurance to be a long-term player. You're not getting tired after a journey. You've done 2-3 hours of session. Like just an example, like yesterday I did a 3 hours badminton game, and then went for a rock show with my son and my wife and family until 2 a.m. in the night. And now I'm in a session, and then again after this I have to rush to a Balewadi stadium to be a chief guest at. So this physical fitness is important, and I think fitness, youngsters should keep in mind. I would suggest that at least if you are not very active, do some sports, any sports you like, or walk. Even walking is a good thing. Walk is 7,000 to 1,000 steps a day is good.
Yeah. So the same questions I said, you need to balance your life. So we know you have been dedicatedly been active in volunteer service for our Jamati youth. You have your own blog. You and your wife are travelers. You also give voluntary tour to our young children, and from not just from from Smiley kids, but to different schools also. And you're also handling your professional life successfully at the same time.
Yeah.
So how do you manage and balance your lifestyle?
Okay.
How do you do that?
Okay, Sanam, I get this question, a lot of times, and I will give a very honest answer. And it's about experience, first of all. And again, working with Tazrimam and Jamati services and my management degree, and working in American companies, for almost 3 decades now. I have learned, first of all, to be very focused. You should be very focused and have a clear priority. So, I have this written down document called Purpose of Life, which laminated, and in this my bag, I have a very clear defined purpose of life. I will not do anything which is not there defined in this purpose of life. In this purpose of life, it's all about like maybe attending this program, or my work, my family, my health, my spirituality, my nature, thing. And Sanam, we would like to talk about my ornithology or nature stuff if we have a chance. So yes, I think so. Priority and focus is very important. So that is point number one. Anything like watching television or doing unnecessary party, I don't go. To unnecessary activities, and I would like to tell the youth and give a tool also for this. There's a very good tool. If a lot of youngsters must have written a book from Stephen Covey called 7 Habits of Effective People, and one of the topics in this is time management. And I think that should be a good start. If you can Google it, Time Management by Stephen Covey. He does a quadrant is there, 4 boxes are there, and what is important in your life and what is urgent in your life. You divide that urgent and important into 4 boxes. And what happens if you see a lot of us will spend the most amount of time in not urgent and not important, which is the bottom quadrant. If you look at that 4th quadrant, they focus, like suppose you suddenly go, I'm talking to you and I get a phone call. I will take this phone. No, sorry,
Yeah.
Jamaat or 50, 60 people on the call are more important than this call. He's calling me, I can call him back. Or an email come, a message come. And, on our social media, like comes, somebody's put a comment. So, that is not urgent. That is not important. And we kind of, we tend to forget about that, and we try to spend time on that not urgent and important. Let me explain you what is important. Important is like education, fitness, family. So that is important. We don't, and until it becomes urgent, something happens in family, then you try to. But if you're focusing on important things, then it doesn't become important, correct? But sometimes important office work is important. So
Yeah.
Focusing on urgent and important is important thing. Focusing on not urgent and important things is also important. But is a very, very bad thing of losing time. Watching television unnecessarily, watching all the news channel, all the same crap again and again in different channels is a total waste of time.
Yeah.
So I think I would say that I will give a tool to all the youths to go through this Stephen Covey priority is the most important. What is your priority, and what is your purpose in your life? Why did you come to this life? What impact you want to make in this life? Do you want to leave this world better place than what you got? Will people remember when you die that, this guy did this, that guy, or people forget, what is the legacy you're leaving in this world? So I think these are important questions to ask.
Yeah. So people need to differentiate between the wanted thing and the priority list and the unwanted thing.
Yeah, urgent and important. Yeah. Okay.
So we are all aware that you were recently a mentor for the program for startups, not only for our young Jamaati members, but also elsewhere. So can you share some special tricks or special ideas for the youth in our Jamaat to have their startups? So any special suggestions you want to?
Okay, first of all, I want to clarify, I'm not a startup myself, but all my experience of startup is because I work with all these global companies who are many startups. Tesla is a great example. They are one of our customers, Elon Musk and SpaceX. They have used our software and grown up. And so I've heard all the stories. I've traveled to US office and interacted with their team. So I have worked with a lot of global startup companies, and I've worked with hundreds and thousands of startup companies in India. I'm also kind of go and give talks to different IITs where a lot of the startup comes from incubation centers of IITs and big educational institute. So my experience is from that. So first I want to clarify that I'm not so my experience has shown and seeing all the companies which I've worked and because they use our software also. The first thing is, for startups should remember ideas. This is a very hard statement. Ideas are worthless.
Worthless.
Okay, I would say
never heard about that.
Ideas are worthless. Okay, having said so, you should validate and do a lot of research. You suddenly say, oh, you know what, I have this idea and I want to start a startup. Sorry, it is worthless. Have you done a research? Have you done a validation? Is there a competition? How is your startup idea is better than the competition? What is the unique value? Will the other competition will be able to catch up? Do you have a differentiation? What is your total addressable market? How will you are good in technical or you're good in finance, but where is your team? So, my first thing is that the validation and research of startup idea. So, when I say ideas are worthless, I give micro points of what needs to be, done once you have a great idea. So validation, I think we had a great program by ITM, which all these things were taught. And then, of course, your continuous passion is very, very important. Startup is not, and all the entrepreneurs, a lot of youth on this call may be coming from a family which has a lot of business. Entrepreneurship and startup is not a 100-meter dash road. Remember, it's a marathon. So you will have a lot of ups and downs in your startup business. So I think, there are many stuff. Some of the students on this call have attended my session where I talked about and and I can, for anybody interested, I can talk more. But I think I said a couple of 3-4 important points over here for startups. Yeah.
Okay, and you are also a mentor for RFS Reach for Star mentorship program.
Yeah.
So can you please share your experience on that? About the RFS?
Okay, Sanam. First of all, I have to accept, why I do mentorship. I do mentorship because when I was growing up, I did not get any mentorship. Everything I learned in my life was with struggle, failure, hard work, and that took me a lot of time.
Yeah.
And because I'm a murid of Imam and I'm a volunteer, because I've been a education chairman, AKSI chairman, and I've traveled to all parts of India for remotest part of our Jamaats in India, in Gujarat and Gadchiroli and the remotest part of India. I feel, our Jamaat is so talented, but they don't have right access or ideas.
The right action.
Yeah, direction. Yeah, you rightly said. I've been to Gujarat, Southern Saurashtra, I've been to Gadchiroli, and all these remote centers, and bright young people, but they don't have. Father is having. I went to a Nanded as a EPP chairman. His father was having a clock shop. So I said, "What is your young son is doing?" No, I'm opening a clock shop for him also in the opposite lane. Boom. And so there is a mismatch. That is the reason why I'm very passionate about, not about Ismaili mentorship, Jamaati mentorship, but in the industry also, because the industry has also given me a lot and got me at what place I am. So first thing I will say, that is a background. I'm doing very passionate about mentorship. The second point is, I always say, and this has become a tagline, and Sohail and some of the EPB members know that we're running. I say a mentee makes a mentor. You got it, Sanam? A mentee.
Yeah, mentee makes a mentor.
So every mentee I have taken up, I learn from that young person. I always like to think about what the youngsters are thinking, how they see the world, because they are the future of our Jamaat. They are future of this world. Hazrat Imam is always talking about youth. Every meeting I've gone, he always wants to know what is our institution doing for the youngsters. So, what is our institution doing to understand the youth's need? Why are they not coming to Jamaat, or why are they not participating? Why are they getting married outside? Or, all these kind of keeps asking a lot of. So I think, to sum it up, I feel responsible that I need to give back, and that's why I think, and because I've traveled across the Jamaat, I feel youth needs guidance.
And also they
are talented, but they need guidance. Yeah, sorry, Sanam.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. So I was saying that the same point that we have also, as Maulana Hazrat Imam says, that the youth needs to be really means always to be in the meritocracy. So you have met Maulana Hazrat Imam with respect to the institutional work and reports. So can you share some experience and news for our youth and Jamaat?
About Hazrat Imam or experience?
No. Means you have met Maulana Hazrat Imam. Am I audible? Yeah. So you have met Maulana Hazrat Imam. So can you share any experience and views of Maulana Hazrat Imam, and also your experience with Maulana Hazrat Imam? So can you share something about
okay, meaning, it's like defining the sun, talking about Hazrat Imam. I cannot tell you. See, we as Murid, we are all like, we are all awed, and when he comes for Didar and all, everybody wants to get the closest view of Hazrat Imam. But tell you, leaving aside that, as a Ismaili Murid, we all have that, our love for our Imam. That is, of course, it is our spiritual relationship with our Imam. But, what amazes me, and I would say, whatever I am today, whatever I am, or whatever thing I have learned about leadership, I have learned from Hazrat Imam in many, many ways. First of all, he is so concerned about our Jamaat. He is always thinking about our Jamaat. He works so hard. Every meeting we finish, he will take a bunch of these many files and he will go. We have finished a whole day meeting with him, and he's taking so many bunch of file, and he reads all this file. Next day, he will line by line, he will ask questions. So, every detail he wants to know about our Jamaat, what's happening in Jamaat. He wants to know everything. So I think, first of all, that is the first thing, that he is extremely concerned about Jamaat. In India, he comes, I was doing some duties. He must be meeting the Prime Minister and President and opening Sundan Nursery, or doing some opening somewhere with the government official and doing darbar. But in his office, which is like the Eglomo office now, of course, it is moved to Portugal. He is getting aware of how's the Jamaat situation in Afghanistan, what's the Jamaat situation in Syria, and he's making calls to the prime ministers and embassies, and he when he comes to India also, he's like, so I cannot, it'll take me a few hours to explain, but that's one thing, he loves us, he loves, and he's so much worried about quality of life for the Jamaat. I think that is one thing. The second thing, personally, if I look myself selfishly, all about leadership I've learned from him. He handles Jamaati leaders differently. He handles professional leaders of the AKDN differently. He's very tough and aggressive with them, but with Jamaati leaders, he's very, very kind of a soft and tough. And I used to wonder what kind of leadership it is. And then I did a lot of research, and I realized, his style of leadership formed like a level 5 leadership. If anybody has written the book called Good to Great, or if anybody has written the book of servant leadership. So the concept of servant leadership, I learned from him. And today I'm trying to implement that style of leadership in my professional life. And if you want to be a great leader, then I have learned all about leadership from Hazimam. I would say that servant leadership and level 5 leadership. But he just is always thinking about us, our Jamaat, how our Jamaat, how our youth, how our Jamaat in the disturbed countries, disturbed regions. What about Jamaat in Gujarat? He is very, very worried and concerned.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Yeah, I can talk for
Right.
hours, but I think let's.
Yeah. And Maulana Hazrima also says that being a youth, you need to become a meritocratic student.
Yeah.
So can you please guide our youth that how to achieve meritocracy, not only in education, but also in professional life?
Yeah, I think, I would, it's a very, just this meritocracy word when Hazimam said, I remember I was I started my Jamaati service as a education board chairman in North Bombay. We used to have a council office in Andheri near station. I was just a member. And that time the Hazimam talked about meritocracy, and everybody's asking, what is this meritocracy? And because I kind of always believe in continuous learning, and, I had already made my life and career a little bit by then from Hazimam's Farmans. I did a lot of research about meritocracy, and in the council pamphlet, and we did a meeting. And so basically, to cut the story short, in this tough world, competitive world, how do you on your based on the way you behave in life, how you are educated, better. And Hazimam, when he talks about, when talking about abroad, I would, another thing recommend students is not just to go to an average university. You go abroad only if you're getting admissions in the best university, because Hazimam is checking, oh, he studied in this university. Why is our Jamaat not going in the best universities? So that's another point. If I must have forgotten to talk about that, about opportunities outside. You only go outside if you're getting, just don't go there to get a PR, or you're getting a job in a grocery shop or a petrol pump.
Yeah, correct.
A lot of our Ismailis are migrating to Africa. The Gujarat students dropping out before 10th and going to all these African countries, working in grocery shop. That's a clear no. Only getting admission in the top universities, go there. So I think the meritocracy starts from there. And especially because we are from a minority community, I I have this tagline, which Michelle Obama has said this in her book called Becoming. It's a very nice book. And she said that you have to be twice as good as to get half as there. So she was a black, correct? You know that. So whatever she and Obama, Barack Obama came up, they actually know their story. They've worked twice as hard. So I think I'm not saying because we are a minority, but generally we should have that attitude that why. And Elon Musk always says that how do I work twice hard and
achieve that
better and become a better person. So I think it starts from there. And again, I can talk for hours on meritocracy, but I think it starts with how we want to get the best in the life, be in our characters, our attitude, or in the education, in every field of the life. Even if you're doing business or you're working in a basic bank job or any, how do you give your best? I think that is the foundation of meritocracy.
Yeah, absolutely correct. So can you tell what are your top 3 mantras that made you this successful? And if you were to share them with our youth today, what will be that 3 mantras?
It's difficult to crystallize my experience of 30 years, 32 years professional in few mantras. I can give a dozen of them, but let me try to give the top 3. Of course, it starts with the foundation of meritocracy. In the foundation of the meritocracy, I would say number 1 is how resilient, how persistent you are, and what is your tenacity. So each of these words have a different meaning, correct? Resilience meaning you don't give up. Life is tough, but you don't give up, correct? How you're persistent, how you're continuously trying to improve, and what is your tenacity to improving and doing better. So I think I would say resilience, persistence, and tenacity in whatever you do in life is very, very important. Yeah. The second thing, which I already spoke about, Sanam, was focus and priority. Be clear about what is your goal, purpose of life, and what is your focus and impact of the life. And the third thing is more like a macro thing. A big thing is what is the impact you want to live in the life? How you want to make this world. Everything you do, think about how can I bring more joy to the opposite person? How can I, be a nicer person? What is the impact, my social impact, my environmental impact, so I think those are very, very important things.
Yeah, absolutely rightly said. Okay, and also I want to tell you that our audience that Rafiq Somani sir is a multi-talented personality, as we have already discussed and we have heard about it. And so he's not only expertise in his professional field, but also he is wings into the passion and love for his nature. So you can see that in his blog, in his wife's blog, Somani Travels, Tales, and his love for photography. You can see there. So can you please share some more about your love and passion, sir?
Okay, there were 2-3 questions in that, Sanam. I'm happy you got that point, because this is something which I'm very I feel excited to talk about talk about my success and my job and all, which I say, okay, by the way, it's a byproduct. Yeah, but I think first I have to tell the youth, which is very important, that, and this I learned many years back, that you should spend 1 hour a day, minimum 1 hour of a day, which is you are working on your passion or a hobby, apart from work, or a student, you're a student or you're working. Apart from all that, and you do sleep and whatever, all that combined, that is 23 hours. But one hour, you should do something. You love music, you love nature, whatever it is, you should spend 1 hour. The first thing I will say, it changes you, because it kind of, first of all, it takes away a lot of the stress in the daily life.
Yeah, correct.
But more, I think neurologically, a lot of the people on the call, they know right side, left side brain, correct? So we should make sure that both sides of our brain are are kind of activated, and that way we become one of the thing I would say, that passion and hobby makes you more creative and more innovative and more smarter and more intelligent person, not like just studying, but focusing
Yeah, absolutely.
on your other side of the brain, which is also very important. So I think that is point number one. Point number two is I got associated with nature because I said in childhood it was a difficult childhood, but the scouting, when you used to go in the camp, I used to wait for going to the camp and in the nature, and I used to get amazed, and sometimes I used to get like goosebump, doing those treks in the night we used to do in the jungle, and I should, oh no, I'm getting connected to all these trees and darkness and all. So I think from childhood I got very interested in nature, and then me and my wife and family, we love to travel. So one of the time in the Himalayas trip, because I had done a running previous day, I kind of do, you can't do running every day, correct? The next day
Yeah,
be a cool down or a
relax. Yeah.
easy or relax. So I did a trek and in our resort itself in Uttaranchal, there was this tree, and a lot of birds were there. So I got fascinated by the birds on that one tree alone. I must have seen 20 species of birds on that one tree alone. And luckily, the resort was having a book on Himalayan birds, and that's
Okay.
how I got interested more
In
in
ornithology.
nature. I was interested, but
Yeah.
specifically on birding.
Birds.
So when you said photography, Sanam, I want to differentiate that a camera is a tool. I don't claim myself I'm a photographer. I'm an amateur ornithologist. It's like study of, and
Yeah,
because I study birds, I have to use my tool.
correct. Yeah.
So I want to differentiate there. If you ask me, Sanam, which camera to buy, what lens, no, sorry. You asked me about the camera is a
Yeah.
tool for me. Yeah. So I want to differentiate. And you spoke about the blog. So in the COVID times, everybody was quite depressed and low, and everything was shut down and all. And my wife is a very brilliant, individual. I'm blessed to be married to her. She is multi-talented, and one of the talents she has, like every time we used to go, she used to write all about her travel. And I used to always tell her that, why don't you create a site of this? And it never, but in the pandemic, in the first wave, I learned myself looking at a lot of YouTubes and website how to build a site, because I wanted to learn something, because I try to learn every year something new. That's another thing. Every year I try to learn something new. So in the pandemic year, I said, no, I want to learn how to make a blog site. And to cut a story short, I created this blog, and my wife had already written a lot of travelogues already, and some of the magazine used to get published. So we just uploaded now. Today we have like close to about 100 blogs. We specialize in UNESCO World Heritage sites and unique places. We are not a touristy travelers. We are we are travelers than tourists. So if you read our blogs, it is more about the experience over the place, rather than, oh, we went to Eiffel Tower, tick mark, or we saw this XYZ tower or whatever it is place. Yeah. So I think it is about that, and we enjoy this putting up. I put the photograph, she writes, and yeah, it is, we complement each other.
Yeah, so we surely see your blog and we'll learn something from it new. And yeah, so you have done a course in ornithology from reputed BNHS, and you're also, as you said, you love nature and you do a lot of bird walking, and also you do for school kids and for Pune citizens. So can you share something about it?
Yes, so Sanam, I think it's a good question. So like what I said about mentorship, why I do mentorship is the same thing about nature, correct? So I learned so much about nature. I learned so much about birding. And because I wanted to learn more, I just didn't want it to, 4, 5, 10 birds. No, I wanted to, whatever I do, I always tell my son, and kuch karne ka hai to barabar se karne ka, nahi to nahi karne ka. I tell my kids, I like to give a lot of gyans to them. But of my gyan is like, if you want to do something, you do it properly. Otherwise, don't do it.
Yeah, no, no, no. Correct.
So, I just didn't wanted to know 5, 10 birds. I wanted to do a deep research about, because I actually really felt, kind of very, so I did a 1-year course when I was staying in Bombay. I was lucky, the RML colony and BNHS was there, and it was a great experience. And I feel it, it, it helped me to learn technicalities about birds, migration, all their entire process, how to identify birds, what are different characteristics of different birds. And I now, because I've learned now, like mentorship, what I'm trying to do, I want to give back. So I do a lot of nature walks. We have a Salim Ali Bird Park in Yarwada. Everybody must be knowing from Pune.
Yeah.
Citizens and students over there. Recently, I did a basic birding course, Empress Garden, which is there. They invited me to do a course on birding. So, these are some of the things that give me a joy, or giving a lecture in IIT to young students, 600 students on startup, then giving a presentation in the industry and going on a panel discussion, that is part of my job. But I think doing anything for students or doing anything for nature, more joy. You can see I'm beaming more when I'm talking about nature and birds. Okay.
Yeah, correct. So, we want to add anything else? So, any experience or something?
No, I think I just want to. You spoke about pandemic. I want to just say that this pandemic was very tough to a lot of us, including youth and student. And I want to kind of talk about 2 topics over here. So there is always a question in our life, especially for students. It comes in a life. Oh my God, I'm stuck in my room, and so I want to.
Yeah, there are so many lows here.
Yeah. So it starts with vulnerability. Being vulnerable is nice. It's a human nature. So I think being vulnerable is nice. Okay, what will happen? And then we get anxious, anxiety. But sometimes anxiety should not be getting converted to fear, and fear getting converted to depression. Correct?
Yeah.
So anxiety is good. We should know how to understand that anxiety and say, no, I'm anxious about the school starting and I'm anxious about the exam. It is a natural tendency, but giving the best. And I always tell my, daughter, when students goes to hostel and, you travel abroad in a new country, all kids goes through different challenges. So I tell hang in there, meaning just finish the process. Don't worry about the current time. Nothing is permanent. If you are anxious, you're feeling low, it is a phase. Just hang in there and don't give up. That's why you talked about mantra. I said, be resilient. Don't give up. Know that it is a journey, and this phase will go away. And then things have opened up. We have started going out. Me and my son went out for a rock show last night. So family, so things open up and sunlight comes, sun comes. When rain falls, don't feel depressed. Understand that it is an anxiety, but don't allow it to overanalyze and to a fear and a depression mode. I think, and this is true for the entire life also.
Yeah, not for this situation.
When you're working, you will feel high, low, but when you get low, don't give up. Say, this is a phase and it is a time, and I will pass through this. Yeah.
Absolutely right. Yeah, absolutely right. So it is really my pleasure for having a conversation with you.
No, my pleasure. Yeah,
so on behalf of all other members and the Jamaat, I want to thank you for being our guest today at Cafe YSB.
My pleasure.
We are really grateful for the time and effort you took to share your thoughts and experiences with our youth.
No, Sanam, thank you.
And your enthusiasm is really contagious. And we hope that the youth can benefit from all your suggestions that you have given today. So thank you once again for the most worthwhile experience we had today. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanam. It is my honor and pleasure. And like I said, I'm a murid of our Imam. And if any of the students on this call, want to reach out to me, I'll be happy. Whatever limited knowledge, I never say I've arrived, but I've traveled a journey. So I know, which part to take and which part not to take. So I've traveled a journey. So I will share my my experiences, that you don't do mistakes which I have done in life.
Yeah, inshallah. We'll connect with you. So thanks a
Thank
lot.
you very much. Yeah, good job, all of you, and lots of Mubaraki to YSB for conducting such good programs for the youth of our Jamaat. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank
Yeah,
you, sir.
and have a great day and stay positive.
Malalin Madat. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for joining today. Thank you. Yali Madat all.
Yeah.
Bye. Thank you all. Thanks for the comments.